Focus. Focus. Alright, so here we go. This is what we're going to do. We're doing the corner. Make sure your blade is clean so you don't get any scratches on it. You don't need a lot of putty. You want to go back a couple of times with just a little bit of putty. I'm just tapping it in like that. It should be enough. I've already done the corner because whatever, but fill in down here first, glob it right in there. It doesn't really matter, right? First coat. You just want to make sure that you get right in there like that. You get in there, see? And you get in there like that, and you just goo it in there. Make sure it's all in. Who cares? We can wipe all that stuff down. And you just want to make sure that corner's filled up. It's all going to get sanded and redone again, but you got to make sure it's full, and that's got to dry, right? You want to scrape that off. Do it again. You want to get the same amount. Just do something like this. You want to use this stuff right away because it gets hard fast. Oh yeah, and you should be putting the lid on it every time. It kind of matters. It's a pain in the butt. I'm using a phone in my hand, but keep that covered because the gooier it is, the better. It's easier to work with. So, just like scraping, this works in the same way. You've got to have pressure and you've got to have angles. And as you go up, you're gonna need to learn how to use your wrist and twist your wrist, just like with the blade on the wall to get it right. It's the same kind of deal here. But once you get it down, it's wicked and easy and super fast to use it. So you wanna start from the bottom and work your way up. Of course, you want to try not to damage your carpet, and this should be taped, but whatever. It is what it is. I'll just have to clean any putty up right away before it dries. So pay attention to the angle of the blade against the wall and how it changes as I move up the wall. What I'm trying to do is spread this putty across the entire length of the blade, all the way up, and the putty is going to fill in the gap between the corner of each edge of the putty knife. So hopefully I explained that properly. So just watch what I'm doing. Just stick it in there, and you stand over it kind of like this. Just kind of go up, nice and light. See how I'm closing my wrist in? Doesn't matter, you want it nice and thick. Pull it off. Now this, of course, is very, very slow because I'm showing you guys how to do it. And then you come across, you just want to make sure that this edge and this edge are flat, and there's going to be a bow in the wall, and you want the putty to fill in that bow. Okay, that's what we're trying to accomplish here. And you want to scrape off, you'll notice it'll slide up on the corner. There's no reason why you can't come up here and do that. But you got to make sure this putty comes all the way across, right? Because we're trying to push the putty up the wall across the length of the blade. So I'm going to start down here again. You got to feel for your own pressure, and I'm dragging the putty up the wall. And once again, like that. And I don't know what you're seeing because I'm not watching the camera. Hopefully I'm doing this good enough, right? And we're just going to let that dry. We're not going to worry about this bubble down here. If you don't want to, you can cut it all the way down. I don't like to cut it all out because I'm going to sand and form. We're not worried about the edge right now anyway, but we just want to get the excess off because this stuff dusts everywhere. So now we do it again. Scrape this off. You can get rid of it. I put it right in the trash, just like that. Watching what I'm doing and not watching what I'm doing through the camera. This is actually really stupid hard to do. Props to all the people that can do this one-handed. Okay, so now that I'm standing on this side of the corner, see before what I showed you? Standing like this. I gotta change hands, but standing like this. So now I gotta do it this way. Now it's gonna make it easier, right? Same the idea. I'm coming down, coming up like this, pulling my wrist in. See if I can do that again. Coming in, I'm spreading. See, I can't do it. Coming in. Oh, fuck. Whatever. You guys are upside down now, I think. Put your paint down. Make sure your corner's full. Putty down. Make sure your corners are good on your blade. You can scrape off this excess here. Going over it, pressing harder a little bit each time. Just gotta feel it. You gotta feel it. It's like a little art. Remember, this is just the first coat. Cool. I'm gonna double at this side. Like I said, I'm not worried about my corners. And I'm just gonna let that set and dry overnight. And then I can give it a quick sand. And what I'll do is I'll do an edge, another edge run up the edge here. And then I'll smoothen it out on this side. Smoothen it out on this side. I don't like using a bigger one. It takes more time to use a smaller one, but it's just much better. I enjoy using the smaller one better. Works better for me. So that was a shitty one-handed video on how to do a corner proper. Cool. See you later.